So I suggest, we have a Time B school categorization. So you can visit the website www.timeforeducation.com. There select the CAT/MBA tab. Under that, you choose I suggest, we have a Time B school. You choose B school selection tab under that, and then you click on the Time B school categorization. Now, once you click on the Time B school categorization, you get a list of the colleges. So if you want a direct link for that, what you can do, you can actually visit this link. You can directly get, or in Google also you type Time B school categorization, you'll get a link for the same. No issues in this part. Now, if you look at, we have done the ranking of those colleges, and the top 10 colleges are ranked 1 to 10. Triple A plus are 11 to 20 rank colleges. Triple A is 21 to 30 colleges. Double A is 31 to 45, and so on. So the ranking is done. So when I'm going to show you the colleges under CET, I'm going to show you this ranking. So if some college is triple B plus, what I need to understand, all India ranking of that college is 61 to 75. That I need to understand. Fine. So look at, these are the some top colleges under CET are there. Just okay. These are the some top colleges under CET are there. Is that okay? Now look at, the first is Jamnalal Bajaj, JBIMS. Second is Sidnem. Your third is Welingkar. Look at PUMBA, MET, SIES, COEP, then Chetana, Saint Xavier's, Lala Lajpat Rai. Okay, I show you 5 more colleges also. That is Thakur, COEP for MBA in Business Analytics, then Indira Institute, Vivekanand, Alkesh Dinesh Modi. Okay, so I just look at, if you look at this list of the colleges, the JBMS will come under the triple A plus category. That is, ranking is 11 to 20. But Sidnem, though it is in the second category, its ranking is double A. So when I say double A ranking means it is 31 to 45 ranking. You're getting my point? So in our list, it is in the second rank, but all India level, it is 31 to 45 ranking. So when you're selecting a particular college, look at, that's why I given you that link. You go to our website, see the ranking of the colleges, then you'll have an idea, okay, all India level, what is the rank of that college? And then you take a decision that whether to, what I'm saying, apply for that college or not to apply for that college. Fine. So these are the few colleges under CET I've listed. There are many colleges, there are 100 plus colleges are under CET. Okay, so I've just given the sum of them, right? Look at, uh, when I'm looking for the seat distribution for MMS MBA, just understand, in JBIMS, Sidnem and Wellinger, all the seats are state level seats. What does it mean? I'll explain you later. There are some minority colleges like SIES, where you'll find there are no seats for the reserve categories. And in many colleges, the 15% seats are the institute level seats. So for these institute level seats also, we'll talk later. Right? So these are some key points I'm giving you before going for the further part. Now, look at, these are the cutoffs of these CD 2025 cutoffs for these top colleges. Now, these cutoffs are under the home university category. Okay, and that is open, SC and OBC, as given the category for the all India category. So you can go to the list, so you'll have a rough idea that if I'm looking for the top 7-8 colleges, what are the cutoffs? So JBIMS, the cutoff will go somewhere about, for open category, 99.94 percentile. For SC category, it is 99.51 percentile. For OBC category, it is 99.81 percentile. Sidnem, open category 19.75, SC 19.85, and 19.62. So if you look at the top colleges, there is hardly any difference between the open, SC and OBC category cutoffs. Okay, even if you look at a college like MET, so if I say this is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 number college, still the cutoff will be around 98.34 percentile. Okay, so these are the some top colleges cutoff CD 2025 I mentioned. Now here, will the this year cutoff will be the same? More or less same. It can go up also, it can go down also. Okay, it depends upon the interest of the students in a particular college. So can you see here, after Jamnalal Bajaj, whose cutoff is 99.94, the straight away there is a gap of this 99.75 percentile. So what's happening? Why the cutoff is dropping? Because there are many students who are getting the admission in SIDNEM, but still they are not taking the admission in SIDNEM. They will try next year for JBIMS. Is that okay? So that is why there is a gap between them. So if those students who are not taking SIDNEM, if they also take SIDNEM, the cutoff for SIDNEM will go up. Or if there are more students who decide to go for a JBIMS next year, the cutoff will drop for SIDNEM also. So your cutoffs will change basically depending on the interest of the students. Because how many students will not take the admission, that you cannot predict. However, based on the past data, what we have done, we have tabulated the cutoff for around top 70 colleges. Okay, uh, and that file for mostly the colleges from the Mumbai, Pune, and Nasik region. So link of that file will be available on your in your description. So you see the description for this live session below that there is a description. The link for that will be available after the session. So you click the link and you can say somebody says, okay, I have a 70 percentile. So I have arranged the colleges there in a descending order of the percentile. So you can check at 70 percentile which college you can expect. Okay. Somebody says, okay, I have a 20 percentile. Will I get a college? Answer is yes. At 20 percentile also you can get a college, but that will not be so great college. Probably you will earn a MBA degree. You may get a job, may not get a job, or that colleges may not have a 100% placement. Instead of saying you may get a job, may not get a job, the colleges may not have a 100% placement record. So you need to search for the job on your own. So please refer that cutoff list so you'll have an idea as per your percentile which colleges you can get into. Fine. So that link is available in will be available in the description after this session is over. Now look at there are top colleges. This is a list of the top colleges under PG also. So under PG, these are the top colleges. So PG is basically what? These are the one is a MMS course, one is a PG course. So what is a PG course? You need to apply for the PG courses separately. I'll explain the PG courses later. So which are the top colleges under PG? MET, SIES, NL Dalmia, Chetana, IES, Thakur. Here I am just showing the colleges in Mumbai only. There are some colleges in Pune, Nasik also. So now for these PG colleges, if you're interested in these colleges, what you need to do, you cannot get these colleges through one application. You need to apply to all these colleges individually. So if you're interested in the PG courses of the colleges, you need to first check is the deadline of admission is still available, because most of them started their admission in the March month. If still the seats are vacant or the admission process is still going on, then you can apply to those colleges. Now, why should I apply for the PG courses? The reason for that is for MMS or the MBA part, your cutoffs are very, very high. Okay. But for the PG portion, your cutoffs will be slightly lower. Okay. So probably if I'm talking about I just go back and show you at, if you want a MET, it is at 98.34 percentile. If you want a MMS through cap round, if you want MET, it is 98.34%. But probably at 80 percentile, you might get a MET PG. Fine. So for PG part, the admission process is not only based on the score. There are two parts. One is your CET score. Other part is what? Your second round. That is, they will call you for a personal interview. They might conduct your group discussion, or they might ask you for essay writing. So this is second stage. They will give some weightage to academic records also. Okay, and based on that, your final admission will happen. So in a particular college, the MMS MBA cutoff might be high, but the PG cutoff might be low. And that is the reason you should apply for the PG courses. Now, while applying for the PG courses, you also take into consideration that generally, suppose I'm talking about these colleges are in Mumbai. So when somebody is staying in other than Mumbai city, what you have to take into account that not only you have to pay the fees of that particular college in Mumbai, but at the same time you have to afford the cost of living in Mumbai also. So in that case, your total cost of MBA will go high. So you have to take into account, are the returns of those colleges are in that range or not. So that you have to take into account before applying for these PG courses. Now, as you're going to apply for the PG courses, I have just given a list of some PG courses. Now, what you need to understand, they will not only accept the CT score, they will accept the some other exam scores also. So, for example, KJ Somaiya doesn't have any MMS course, but they have a PG course. But for PG course, they are not going to accept a CD score. So, if you're interested, probably you need to apply through CMAT for KJ Somaiya. But again, is the deadline for KJ Somaiya is available, that you need to check first. Fine. So this is the list of the some cases. But if you go lower down the order, can you see most of the colleges accepting all the what I'm saying, call exam. Look at for Chetana, MET, IES. Okay, they will accept the CET score also. They'll accept the CMAT score also. They'll accept MAT score also. They accept the ATMA score also for the PG admissions. So if you're given any of these 4 exams and if you have a better percentile in any of the exams, you can apply to the PG course on the basis of those percentile. Fine. So this is a rough chart I've prepared to get the idea that other exam scores are also useful for applying PG. But I'm saying for applying PG, slightly you're late slightly because the process has started already in the March. So if the process is still going on or the seats are still vacant, then you can apply for the PG courses also. No issues? Look at. Now let's understand what is going to be the cap round process. Now I just love this cap round process. It is designed so beautifully that at your score you'll get a best possible college. So cap stands for basically centralized admission process. So it is a system that allows you to apply to any college in Maharashtra for MBA or MMS program. And the process is designed to help you a lot of best colleges based on your score. Fine. So how this process goes on. So once the second attempt CT round, the result is second attempt CT result is out, they will announce the cap round. So it might happen that you have given CT, but I have scored a low percentile, and I know at that particular percentile I'm not going to get a desired college. So what happens? Many students do not participate in cap rounds. So if approximately if 1 lakh people are taking a CD exam, around 35,000 students participate in the cap round. So basically, once the cap round is announced, you have to basically apply for the admission process. You don't need to pay anything extra for the cap round. You already paid the CED fees. Through that, the centralized admission process will be carried out. And through that, I can apply to any college in Maharashtra. Fine. And to your best, whatever is your score, at that score, you'll get a best possible college. Fine. So I just show you the how the seat distributions are done in this cap round. And as per that, which documents I need to keep ready, that I will tell you. Look at total 100% seats are there. So Maharashtra has 85% seats. Okay. All India, there are 15% seats. What are these all India seats? I'll explain you. Under Maharashtra, home university has 70% seats. Outside home university are 15% seats. Under this home university, general category half the seats, reserve category half the seats. Outside home university, half the seats general category, half the seats are reserve category. Fine. Now, here for these Maharashtra seats, your admission is on the basis of the CD score. Okay. What is home university? What is outside home university? I'll tell you. Okay. Now, home university means what? There are certain criteria given that what is your home university and all that part. Fine. So I'm saying you that let's say you have done your 10th, 12th graduation, everything from Pune. Your home university is Pune. So in Pune colleges, you will have a 70% seats. Okay. But suppose you have done your 10th and 12th from Pune, but you have done your graduation from Mumbai. So your home university will be considered as Mumbai. So there are certain rules to decide your home university. You do not too much bother about it. They will ask you from which board you have done 10th, from which board you have done your 12th, and everything. They'll ask you all the details. Based on that, they will decide you belong to which of these categories. The only difference is if your home university is Mumbai, and if you're in that case, 70% seats in Mumbai are reserved for home university students. Okay. However, if you want to apply to Pune, your home university is Mumbai, but you want to apply to Pune. In Pune colleges, you have only 15% seats. And vice versa. If your home university is Pune, in Pune colleges, there is a 70% seats. And in Mumbai colleges, you'll have a 15% seats. So if you're applying outside your home university, there are only 15% seats reserved for you. It's a good thing also, it's a bad thing also. One way to look at is what? Okay, that outside home university, number of seats are lesser. Other way to look at is what? If let's say, for example, you're a Pune student, then your competition is not with the Mumbai students. Your competition is the everybody who's outside Mumbai. So as you go lower the colleges, many times it happens that your all India cutoff, home outside home university cutoff might be lower than your home university cutoff. The reason for that is many outside home, so somebody from Pune may not go to Mumbai or vice versa. Mumbai cannot go to Nasik, let's say, for low grade colleges. That's why the cutoffs go down. Fine. But to come under the particular category, you need to have a certain documents also. So I'll explain those documents and everything. Look at all India seats. What are all India seats? Suppose somebody is from Ahmedabad, somebody is from Ghaziabad, somebody is from Lucknow, Indore, Hyderabad, Chennai. Okay, all these people want admission in Mumbai, or all these people want admission in Maharashtra. Now, these people may not come to Maharashtra to write the CD exam. So they can apply to these all India level seats on the basis of CAT, ZAT, MAT. Even they can consider CD, CET, then what? ATMA, CMAT. Based on these scores, they can apply to these all India level seats. But how these scores are compared? CET compares them only on the percentile basis. So for them, 100 percentile in CAT is same as 100 percentile in CET. It is same as 100 percentile in ZAT, is same as 100 percentile in MAT. You're getting my point? Fine. So if your CD percentile, for example, I'm just saying your CD percentile is, let's say, low, it is 70 percentile, but you had taken MAT exam, okay, and that percentile is, let's say, 99.5 percentile. So you can apply to these all India level seats on that 99.5 percentile, though you are a Maharashtra student. Okay, so these are the all India level seats. So it is open for you also, it is open for outside Maharashtra also. You're getting my point? So that is the advantage of these other exams. Fine. So if you have taken, why I'm telling you this part, because when you fill the cap round form and they say, do you want to apply for all India level seats? Don't say no. Say yes and submit your whichever the other exam scores are given. You submit all the scores. They'll automatically consider the best score. Suppose somebody says, okay, I have given only CET. I am not given any other exam. Still, you say yes for the all India level seats. They will consider your CD score also for the all India level seats. Is that part is very, very clear? Fine. Now, though I have made this categorization home university, outside home university, what you need to understand, I've explained that earlier also. If you take a look at a colleges like JBIMS, SIDNEM, Welingkar, they do not have that home university and outside home university concept. For them, all the seats are state level seats. So if you want admission in JB, Sydney or Welingkar or any colleges which have a state level seats, your competition is not with the local students. Your competition is for the entire Maharashtra. Some colleges like SIES, okay, so some college like SIS is there, Thakur is there, Rizvi is there, they have minority seats. Whichever college is a minority part, in that college, you will find there are no reserve category seats. I'll show you the seat distribution so you'll have idea. There are no reserve category seats. Okay, so suppose somebody say, I am a OBC candidate and I want admission in SIS. There are no seats reserved for the OBC candidate. If you want admission in SIS, you will be considered as an open category, a general category candidate. Okay, and there are 15% seats are the institute level seats. Now, this is the part where many students are not aware of this. So, what are institute level seats? Okay, in a normal language, it's something like that. You are supposed to 15% seats in many colleges are supposed to be filled by that college itself. Now, how college will fill that seat? Okay, now many the college will say, okay, they will invite the application for the institute level seats. Okay, and based on merit, you are supposed to get admission. So, what's the advantage of this? Suppose a particular top college you're looking for is having a cutoff from 99 percentile, but you are having a cutoff at 98 percentile, or let's say 97 percentile. You know that I'm not going to get this particular X college because I don't have 99 percentile. But if you apply for the institute level seats, the cutoff may be 97 percentile. At a 97 percentile, I might get admission. So cutoff for the institute level seats will be lower than your normal MMS cutoffs. Now, this is provided college follows that particular process mentioned by CET, because many of these seats are also given a secondary term as management quota. So my suggestion is, as I mentioned, in it after the session, in a description, I'm going to mention the description of the comment. I'll mention the link of the colleges, where a link where the cutoff of all the colleges are mentioned. Okay, you go through that cutoff. So suppose you know that, okay, 94 percentile, I'm going to get a X college. Okay, so what you can do, whichever college is somewhere in the range of 94 to 97 percentile, that is upper colleges. Okay, you up check those colleges where the institute level seats are available. And institute level seats is nothing to do with the cap rounds. So some people start the admission for institute level seats before the cap round. Some people start the admission for the institute level after the cap round. Right? So you inquire with those colleges, okay, when your admission for the institute level seats will start. You fill the form for that. If they genuinely follow the process, they do not give those seats under the management quota, then at a lower percentile also you can get that particular college. Okay, so many students are not aware about this institute level seats part. Is that okay? Fine. As I mentioned, there is a reservation, so you can see SC 13% reservation, ST 7% reservation, and the other category reservation also you can go through. So if you belong to particular category, you know the amount of reservation you have. I'm going to tell you few other things also which will help you to get the admission in certain other reservations. Now look at, I've just taken an example of this MET Institute of Mumbai. Okay, this is a seat distribution matrix. This is a last year data. For this year, the seat distribution matrix is not yet released. Once they release, you will get a fresh data of that. But more or less, the distribution of the seats will be like this only. This is a MET college for the MMS course. Okay. Now, can you see the seats over here? Okay. Total sanction intake is 180. Okay. Can you see here? Institute level seats are zero over here. There are no institute level seats. Fine. But can you see there are all India seats are 27? So if you want to apply for these 27 seats, you can apply only on the basis of CD score also. You can apply on the basis of CMAT, MAT, ATMA, CAT, ZAT scores also. Look at those whose home university is Mumbai, these are the seats for them. And those whose home university is outside Mumbai. So for example, somebody is from Nasik, Pune, Nagpur, Aurangabad, Dhule, these are the number of seats for them. Okay, so complete breakup of the seats is available. Okay, so once cap round, just before the cap round start, they will release this seat distribution matrix. So you'll have an idea on in which college, how many seats are for each category are there. Okay, now I will explain you some part. Look at, there are some seats available for EWS category also. That is economically weaker section. There are 18 seats available, and there are some seats are available for tuition fee waiver seats also, TFWS, tuition fee waiver seats also. Now, what are these seats and everything? I'll explain you that part later. Fine, or I'll explain you what is tuition fee waiver seats. Now, here for these, if you apply through tuition fee waiver seats, okay, then the cutoffs will be higher because number of seats reserved under that are just 9 seats. So cutoff for that will be very, very high, okay, compared to your normal MMS cutoff. But your tuition fees will be waived off. That's a simple understanding is that. So it might happen that let's say I have some certain percentile, let's say A, B, C colleges. It might happen that at my percentile, I'm going to get a college A, is a number one, with a normal seat. But if you want a tuition fee waiver seat, I may not get a college A, I may get a college C. So generally, I suggest you prefer a college over the fees part because for MMS course, the fees are not that high, or even you will get an education loan for those fees part. Okay. So in case somebody wants to, when our cap round process will start, I will tell you how to apply for these seats without compromising on the best college. I want a better college, but even at the same time, I want a tuition fee waiver seats. How can I do that part? I'll tell you once the cap round process starts. We'll have one more session. I'll tell you how to apply for that part. Fine. So why I'm telling you that tuition fee waiver seat, because there's a criteria to apply for those seats, and you need to keep your documents ready before your cap round process starts. Similarly, economically weaker section, can you see there are 18 seats are there? Okay. Next, look at. So here in a previous college, MET college, there was a home university, there was an outside home university distribution was there. Now look at this, a distribution for Welingkar. Okay. Can you see there are only state level seats. So there is no reservation. Though Welingkar comes under the Mumbai University, there is no reservation for the Mumbai students. Whereas in MET college, in the previous college, there were these got total 99 seats were reserved for the Mumbai students, and outside Mumbai students were 46 students seats only. But here, all the 75 seats are state level seats. So there is no reservation. There is no reservation for Mumbai students. Is that okay? Next. But at the same time, can you see in a Welingkar college, there are institute level seats are there. 24 seats are institute level seats. So these seats will be filled, and 24 is a good number comparing these 36 open category seats. 24 is a good number. So if you're interested in Welingkar institute level seats, you talk to them, just inquire with them that when your institute level seats application process will start, apply to them. If they follow the process properly, might at a slightly 2-3 percentile lower also, you can get that college. Okay, that's understanding. Fine. Now, as I said, there's a tuition fee waiver seats, that is TFWS seats. What is eligibility for that? Only Maharashtra state candidates are eligible for these things. Now, please understand, what is this only, what is the definition of Maharashtra state candidate? So the definition of Maharashtra state candidate is what? That it is not you're staying in Maharashtra that you're a Maharashtra state candidate. And that's why I'm going to explain you what are the documents required. You are a domicile of Maharashtra. Okay, then only you're eligible for that Maharashtra state candidate. For example, somebody is, let's say, did his 10th 12th, let's say, from Gujarat, and only for the graduation 3 years he was staying in Maharashtra. He will not be considered as a Maharashtra state candidate. He will be considered for the all India candidate. Okay, so for a Maharashtra state candidate, you should either have a domicile certificate, or you should have a leaving certificate or birth certificate mentioning your place of birth as Maharashtra. Okay, so if you're outside Maharashtra student, you're not eligible for these seats. So there's a general eligibility is what? You should have that non-creamy layer criteria. Means what? Your there's the criteria of government. So you can check with the people who have that, legal people, that how to get that certificate to show that your income is less than 8 lakh rupees. Fine. And the candidate shall submit the income certificate issued by appropriate authority. So I'm not a legal expert to tell you from where to get that certificate. So if you want to apply for that EWS category also, as well as tuition fee waiver seats also, you need to get that income certificate mentioning that you're below that particular income level. Okay, so so if your family income is below 8 lakhs, your family income is below 8 lakhs, you are eligible for these seats, but you need to get that certificate, and that certificate is valid only for the financial year. So if somebody has a certificate for last year, that is not valid this year. That certificate should have been issued after 31st March, after 31st March 2026. Means in the April, May month, if you got that certificate, then you are eligible, that certificate is valid. Fine. Look at a college like JBIMS. Okay, here also your all the state seats are the state level seats. Okay, here all the seats are the state level seats. But look at, there are no institute level seats over here. Fine. Here you will find a complete breakup of the seats. Look at this SIES college. Now, why I'm showing you this SIES college? SIS is a minority college. Look at, they have a linguistic minority. So people who are speaking Tamil as a mother tongue as Tamil, they have reservation in this. Okay, so look at, there are 92 seats are minority seats. So like that, there are many minority colleges are there. So a college like a Rizvi has a Muslim minority. Some colleges have a Sikh minority. Some colleges have a Hindi as mother tongue minority, means Hindi speaking linguistic minority they have. Okay, so there are many colleges have a different kind of minority. So once this seat distribution matrix is out, you can check that part. Fine. So if you belong to a particular minority, you should have that certificate also. But here, why I'm telling you this part, can you see in a minority colleges, there are no seats available for the reserve category candidates. SC, ST, all those reserve category candidates, there are no seats available here. So when you're applying for these colleges, you'll be considered as a open candidate. Is that okay? Next part. Now let's come back to the main part. That is, what are the documents required? Because cap round process will start soon, but before that, I should have a certain documents ready. Okay. Now, first, now before going for the document required, see first what happens when you apply for that. There's something called as a document verification now. Okay, so when you apply for the cap round process, your documents will get verified. So if you don't have a particular document, okay, at this stage, they will not put you in that particular category. So what are the documents required? I go one by one. What are the documents required for the Maharashtra state candidates? Now, first of all, to claim that you are a Maharashtra state candidate, you should have a domicile certificate or birth certificate or living certificate indicating the place of birth in the state of Maharashtra. Indicating the place of birth in the state of Maharashtra. Okay. Now here I suggest that nowadays they are very strict about these birth certificate and living certificate part. So just if you have that document, just check that, because uh, for example, one student applied, he had a very old certificate of, what I'm saying, a very old certificate. So where it was handwritten certificate, where it was written place of birth something as Powai or something like that, and it is written as Bombay. Okay. Now look at the people who are checking that part, they may not be that knowledgeable person. So it was Bombay means Mumbai, but they rejected his part, saying that okay, your place of birth Maharashtra not mentioned on your certificate. Okay, so please just check that part. I should say that is one of the rare cases the problem can happen, but it should mention the place of birth Maharashtra. So if it is mentioned Mumbai, obviously Mumbai is in Maharashtra. But if somebody can reject it, okay, this is mentioned Mumbai, Maharashtra not mentioned, you actually really can't do it. You personally need to visit the document verification center and get your queries solved. Fine. So if you don't have that particular certificate, please get it now. You have around 15-20 days more to get that certificate. Fine. Then only you'll be considered the Maharashtra candidate. Which are the other documents required? So once you have any of these three documents, so suppose somebody who is not from Maharashtra, their family settled in Maharashtra, okay, they were born outside, let's say somebody says, okay, I was born in Gujarat, but my entire 10th, 12th, graduation, everything is from Mumbai. I was staying in Mumbai for last 20 years. Then you need to get a domicile certificate, because you can't have a birth certificate, living certificate mentioning place of birth Maharashtra. Then you need to get a domicile certificate which states that you are staying in Maharashtra for more than 15 years. Okay, but again, I am not a legal expert to tell you what is the criteria for domicile certificate. That you just contact the appropriate person, right? These are the other documents required. SSC mark sheet, everybody will have. HSC mark sheet, everybody will have. Your graduation mark sheet, those who are in a final year of graduation, the mark sheet is not available. You can submit it at a till I think some 31st till some 31st August. You can submit that mark sheet. Scorecard mark sheet of CD exam. Your scorecard of CD you require. Your certificate of the Indian nationality of the candidate. Now, your certificate of Indian nationality, look at when you have a living certificate, your birth certificate mentions your nationality Indian. Your living certificate will mention nationality Indian. That is sufficient. Okay. So these are the documents required for your admission process. If you want to claim under the Maharashtra state, under Maharashtra state candidate, if you want to claim for SC/ST candidates, then you should have a caste certificate or tribe certificate. You should have a caste or tribe validity certificate also. Okay, your caste or tribe validity certificate also. Now, if you are applied for this stage, okay, if you have applied for that, well, they ask you, do you have that certificate? Have you applied? Okay, but as per my knowledge, when you go for a document verification, you need to have that certificate. Okay, and I had taken the sessions earlier also. I mentioned that you please apply for the validity certificate. So you must have that valid certificate by the time you apply for the document verification process. If you're a OBC, VJDT, NT candidate, SBC, SCBC candidate, you should have that caste certificate, caste validity certificate. Apart from that, you should have a non-criminal certificate valid up to 31st March 2027. Means you should have taken that certificate after the last March. Okay. So non-criminal certificate is also required if you're planning to apply to any of the above categories. Fine. If you want to apply for that EWS category, okay, that is the economically weaker section, means what? If you are an open category candidate, but still you are below that particular income level, that income level is 8 lakh per annum. If you're open category candidate and your income level is below 8 lakhs, you are eligible for these EWS seats. But again, you need to get that income certificate mentioning that you belong to that economically weaker section. Okay, so please contact if your family income is below 8 lakhs and you belong to open category, you can apply for these seats. Okay. Okay. Again, if you want to apply to the tuition fee waiver seats, okay. Now, tuition fee waiver seats, again, you need to get that income certificate mentioning that your family income is below 8 lakhs. If you get that certificate, you can apply for tuition fee waiver seats also. So I'm just mentioning which certificates you require based on which category you're going to apply. Okay. Now, minority candidates, if you are going to apply the minority colleges, then you should have a declaration of candidate for the respective linguistic religious minority. So there is a declaration you can submit, or leaving certificate having information pertaining to religion, mother tongue as given in that format. Okay, so if you belong to that minority, so when the CD brochure will be out, they will have that pro forma O. In that, your living certificate should mention that you have particular religion or you have particular mother tongue. That is also sufficient to claim for the minority category. Fine. Okay. Now these are the part I have mentioned you. Now, what are the alternatives I have? So let's say I'm interested in a top colleges. Percentile is not so great. So there are two other courses for which still the admission process is not out. That is, one is JBIMS MSc Finance and JBIMS MHRD program. Once the notification will be out, we'll do a detailed session on that part. So for the moment, I just give the rough idea that JBIMS MSc Finance and JBIMS MHRD, what are these courses? Now, if I'm talking about the JBIMS MSc Finance, okay, it's a 2-year full-time course that tries to create a strong foundation in the principle and practice of finance. So the finance specialization course intake is just 40 students. That's the best part of it. That's why the placement are much better. Okay, because just a 40 students intake is there. So placing a 40 student should not be a big task for the JBIMS MSc, JBIMS, call it like a JBIMS. Now this JBIMS MSc finance is different from your normal JBIMS MMS. What is the eligibility criteria? Look at, the candidate should have appeared for Maharashtra MBA CD or CAT to be eligible for admission process. Okay, there is a criteria of the UPSC exam also. Okay, but I don't think what crowd we are dealing with right now. So they have this criteria. You can check this criteria later, that you should have appeared for the UPSC interview. Then you're still eligible to apply for the admission process. Now, see, most of the finance courses involves a higher level mathematics, and that is the reason they have a criteria that candidates should have opted for the mathematics at higher secondary level or UG degree course level. So 11, 12 you should have a maths, or at your degree course level you should have a maths. Suppose you are not taken maths after 10, then you are not eligible for this course. Okay, now look at, this is the data, this is the past data. Once the fresh notification will be out, the cutoffs may not be the same. That's what I'm saying. So for the general category, the CAT percentile is 95 and CD percentile required is 97. So if you have a 97 and above percentile, you can apply for the general category. Now this is the criteria for application. This doesn't guarantee that you will get an interview call. You're getting my point? So it might happen that you have a 97.5 percentile, but I still may not get an interview call, because the selection criteria is slightly different. Okay, so once the notification out, we'll explain that in detail. If you're a reserve category candidate, CAT percentile is just 75 percentile, and CD percentile, what you require is a 90 percentile. Is that okay? If you have a PH category candidate, 75 and 85. But they have some 10th and 12th criteria also. I hope most of you satisfy that. General category 60% and above in 10, 60% above in 12. Reserve category 55% and above in 10th, 55% and above in 12th also. Okay. So look at, the candidates who satisfy the above criteria will be considered for the computation of the application rating score. So while if you satisfy this percentile and 10, 12 percentage criteria, then they will calculate your application rating score, which is based on your 10 score, 12 score, work X marks and everything. And based on that, you'll get an interview call. And based on that result, there is a second level process that I'm not explaining right now. Based on that, final selection will happen. Fine. Similar is the process for your JBIMS MHRD also. Now, it's a basically master in human resource development. It's a 2-year full-time course. Okay, in HR. Intake is just 30 students. Okay, what is the eligibility criteria? Again, you should have appeared for Maharashtra MBA CET, or you would have, or CAT, to be eligible for the admission process. Look at the cutoffs. Cutoffs are slightly lower than what is required for the MSc Finance. Now, general category cutoffs are 60% and above, 10th, 12th. Okay, bachelor degree 50% and above. Reserve category 55% and above, 10th, 12th. Graduation 45% and above. What is your CAT percentile required? 85 percentile, 90 percentile CD. General category candidates. Reserve category candidates 75 and 80. These are the cutoffs to apply for these courses. That doesn't give you guarantee to get an interview call. So look at, based on the percentiles of CAT, Maharashtra MBA, around 300 applicants will be considered for in-person assessment. That is a second stage. So how you perform in that second stage of interview, that will decide your final selection. That part is very, very clear. No issues. So these are the two other options you are having. So if you have percentile, CD percentile, suppose, I hope many of the students will definitely have 90 percentile and above. So at 90 percentile, suppose you have 95 percentile, you may not get a good college in MMS part. You can definitely apply for this, what I'm saying, JBMS, MHRD or MSc Finance program. Fine. So these are all the details I have mentioned. So as far as the cutoffs are concerned, I have shown the cutoff for the top 10 colleges. However, if you need the cutoffs of all the colleges, as I mentioned, after the session, we'll make the link available in the description where we'll mention the cutoffs of almost 70 plus colleges I have mentioned. Okay. Again, these are the expected cutoff. When I talk about the cutoff, these are the expected cutoff based on the past data. And cutoffs might change because cutoff will probably decide. Suppose most of the students to take the admission. Let's say nobody left the seats in Sydney. That if I don't get a JBIMS, I'll definitely take a SIDNEM. If that is the situation, then SIDNEM cutoff will be just below the JBIMS cutoff. But why is a gap between the SIDNEM cutoff and JBIMS cutoff? Because many students, even they are getting SIDNEM, they will not take it. They'll say, I'll try next year, I'll do JBIMS. You're getting my point? But once you get JBIMS, that's the number one college, hardly anybody will leave the seat from JBIMS. So that's why you'll find that JBIMS will not have any cutoff in second round, third round. But there are no seats vacant over there. In what case the JBIMS seat can remain vacant? If somebody took the admission immediately after that, let's say his IIM, A, B, C waiting list get clear. Then he left the JB seat and that seat will be available in the second or second round or third round, depending upon when that seat is vacant. Fine. So I mentioned the expected cutoff for round 1, round 2, round 3. You can check that link and you'll find that part. Okay. So that link will be available in the description. As well, I'll try to put in the comment section also. What you need to understand is there are many colleges. Which colleges I should take? So if you have any certain percentile, you will definitely get a college in admission in some college. The only part is how good that college is, that matters. So we have seen that some colleges cut off as 40 percentile also, but some colleges cut off at 98.992 percentile also. So obviously the difference in the ranking of the college which is at cutoff is 19.92 and 40 percentile. But somebody's objective is, let's say, so there are many questions many students are say that should I take the admission because I want to do this year MBA only. So if you want to do the MBA this year only, then whatever college you get at your percentile, that's the best college you can get through your co-op round. Take the admission, though no further question how good, bad college, it doesn't matter now. But the option available could be, okay, I want to do MBA this year only, but I have a low percentile. Instead of going through cap round process, you can probably think about the PG colleges, because PG colleges cutoff will be lower, and also the second stage score will be considered as interview, group discussion will be considered for your admission process also. Okay, that's one. But at the same time, for the PG courses, the fees is going to be higher than your normal fees. Your fees is going to be higher than your normal fees. You're getting my point? So that you need to keep in mind. So if I'm getting a particular PG college in the other city, you have to also take into account that cost of living is going to be also added in my investment. So compared to that, is the return on investment is that high? So if you have got selected, because see what happens many days, as many of you might have experienced that after giving the CET, you're getting the n number of calls from the colleges that do you want to do an MBA? We provide admission in so and so college, or admission is open in so and so college, right? So why they are calling you? It's your CD result is also not out. So why they are calling you? Because the seats are not full in those colleges. So not many students are interested in those colleges. So take a wise decision. If you shortlisted a particular college and that is your final decision, okay, I will take an admission for PG course in this particular college, I'll suggest you go to the college, talk to the second year students, talk to the some faculty members, and take a review about that college. Okay, placement can't be the only criteria for admission part. Fine. So does that college is as per your definition of so-called as a good college? So check that parameters rather than just searching the online information and then only take a decision. So somebody says, okay, I stay in Mumbai, I got a college in Pune. Before confirming your admission, go to that college, talk to the students, faculty members, and then confirm your decision. That is my suggestion from this. Fine. Yeah. I just take some of the uh, messages which I have. So if I have less than 50% in bachelor, am I eligible for a cap round? See, first of all, see, if you have less than 50% in graduation, then you are not allowed to write CD only. So as for my say, unless for if you belong to general category, then you require a 50% marks in your graduation. So does have also financed, sorry. So should I qualify all criteria? See, all courses and everything related part, you can just go to the website of that particular college and check. I can answer those queries, but just go to the particular college website, you'll get all the details of that college. Okay. Uh, so should I qualify all the criteria? One or two criteria is enough. I didn't understand your question. Which criteria you're talking about? So all India student get into JBIMS. Yeah, for JBIMS MSc Finance, there is no such criteria. For JBIMS MSc Finance, a JBIMS MHRD, there is no such criteria of you belong to a Maharashtra candidate or this. This is anybody can apply for those courses. Okay, those are the autonomous courses. Sir, I have only. So I belong. See, you if you belong to, I belong to SC category. Do the income certificate is compulsory. For SC category, there is no income certificate required. For SC category, you require your caste certificate and your caste validity certificate. That is very, very important. Okay. Also, whatever the reserve category seats are there, it is only for the students who which is reserve category is the state of Maharashtra only. As far as my knowledge is there. So suppose you belong to OBC candidate, but you are a OBC in Rajasthan part. You are not eligible to apply for the OBC in Maharashtra part. These are reserve category candidates belong to the Maharashtra state only. Okay, so be careful about that. Again, as I said, I am not a very expert in that part, but whatever the information is available for so many years, that I'm just sharing with you. Should I apply for the PGDM colleges now or wait for my second attempt result? I will say you apply for the PGDM colleges now, because by the time your second attempt result will be out, PGDM admission process would have been got over. Okay, so first you check many colleges, the admission process is over. So you please apply for PGDM that far. 120 marks in slot 7, how much percentile? Your result is out. So you know your percentile score now. Okay. Okay, you're talking about 7 slot. The second attempt, probably he's talking about the slot 7. So slot 7 means second attempt he's talking about. So your result will be out. So check your percentile. Yeah, what is the difference between the PG and MMS? Can you please explain in short? I just explained that part. Okay, because see, uh, those who are interested in the knowing the information of the PG colleges, we have done one video or the session, live session on colleges under CET. So please go there and go through that session. There also I've explained some of these details there, but there I've explained the PG admission process of many colleges. Some colleges in Mumbai have explained the PG admission process. So colleges under CET, please we watch that video. Under that, I mentioned the admission process. I mentioned the deadlines also, wherever the deadlines were available. Now, MMS is what? See, it's a Master of Management Studies. At the same time, MBA is a Master of Business Administration. So basically, depending upon from which university you're doing that program, you'll get a MMS or MBA degree. Okay. So for example, I give you a simple example. So we know SSC board, we know ICSC board. Okay. And we know CBSC board also. All these are what? All these are your 10 standard exam. Let's say I said I did 10 from SSC, I did 10 from ICSC, and I did 10 from CBSC. What does it mean? You are 10th pass. There are different names of the board. So same logic, from which university you do that course, you will get a MMS or MBA degree. However, what is PGDM? It's a postgraduate diploma in management. Means what? It's an autonomous course. It is a course designed by that college. So, for example, I take a simple example. I'm not promoting any college. So I say MET is a college. It has a MMS course also. It has a PGDM course also. For MMS, the admission will happen through cap round. Means you don't need to pay any extra fees to apply for MMS through cap round. Apply MET through cap round. For PGDM, you need to apply separately. Okay. Now, MMS admission will happen on the basis of purely CD score, and that's why the cutoffs are high. However, PGDM course, when you apply for the PGDM course, they will call you for the second stage. So they will use some weightage to your CD marks. They'll use some weightage to your 10th or 12th scores. They'll give a weightage to your interview score. They'll give weightage to your essay writing or group discussion, whatever it is. And based on the entire score, your admission will happen. In MMS, your exam will be conducted by Mumbai University. You'll get a Mumbai University degree. In PGDM, your exam will be conducted by the college and you'll get a degree from the college. Okay. Now, is it MMS better or PGDM better? I will say if you're getting same college, you can better go for MMS. The fees will be lesser for MMS course. PGDM, the fees will be higher. But you're getting the MMS and PGDM in two different colleges. Let's say college A is greater than B. I'm getting PG in college A and MMS in college B. I'll say just go for the college A because it is better than B. So you're getting the MMS and PG in two different colleges. Consider the college which is a better in ranking than the course part. However, people who are applying for, let's say, some government jobs, okay, after MBA, then probably I'll say you go for the through the cap round process only, because many banks or few government institutes may not consider PGDM as a MBA. Okay, it's not that it is not an equivalent to MBA. If it is AICTE approved, they should consider. But some colleges, for some institutes or banks, they say, okay, we'll not consider PGDM part. Is that okay? So PGDM, MMS, MBA, these are different names of 2-year MBA program only. PGDM is an autonomous course. MMS is affiliated to a university. That's the only difference. Better choose a better college rather than the course. That's what I'm suggesting here. Is that okay? So there's some doubts. I just when I'm non-Maharashtra, I got 88%, and which college I got for the MBA general candidate. Just check that. As I said, the link will be available after the session. Just check that cutoff links. You'll get the complete list of all the colleges. Okay, so at your percentile, which all colleges you can get, you'll get it that. I hope I have taken care of most of the doubts. Sir, I got 91.3 percentile in attempt 1 and belong to the SC category. Can I get a Welingkar MMS MBA according to the last year ST cutoff? In the fourth list was 90 percentile. See, I'm saying what I'm saying is the cutoffs, the expected cutoff I have just mentioned. Okay, the cutoffs can go up also, cutoffs can go down also. It is very difficult to predict the category cutoff. For example, if I just that candidate is asking for the SC category, SC category, the candidates are low, slightly lower compared to the open general category candidates. So, if all SC category candidates score very high, the cutoff for SC will also go high. If all SC category candidates scored very, very low, the cutoff will go very, very low. So, as I said, you just check the cutoffs what we have mentioned. I expect for the top 10 colleges, the cutoffs can vary some, what I'm saying, 1 percentile up and down. Okay, not beyond that. Okay, so it could be either way. If it is 91 last year, it could be 92 this year, or if you're 91 last year, this could be 90 this year also. Okay, so cutoffs I can't predict. Second thing, this year there are 2 attempts are there. So just imagine a situation. Let's say there are ABC candidates. So last year, if A scored 99 percentile, B score 85 percentile, C score 80 percentile in the first attempt last year. So but this year, what is having? This is a first attempt score. In the second attempt, he scored 98. Okay, he scored, let's say, 89, and he scored 97. The new list will be prepared will be what now? They will consider best of the two: 99, 89, 97, 99, 97, 89. So among the three, the last year lowest was 80, but now the last year lowest is, this year lowest will be 89. So that way also the cutoff can go higher, because if the two attempts are there and the best of the two is considered, okay, then the cutoffs might go higher also. But how much higher, or will it not go higher? Once the results are out, you'll have data. So cap round application process is nothing to do with this right now. I'm telling you that part. What percentile you score, I will guide you about how to fill the cap round form, and that will not depend upon your percentile part. Okay, so the cutoff what we updated is just to get a rough idea which college you can get at that particular percentile range, so that you can think, okay, at this percentile, this is a college I might get. If I want a better college, let me choose some other options. That is the reason I'm telling you to apply for the PGDM courses, if the process is still going on for those colleges. Is that okay? Fine. I don't think the gap certificate is required. Many colleges accept the transfer certificate. Okay, they ask you the transfer certificate. Okay, so I don't think the gap certificate is required anywhere in the list. They haven't mentioned the gap certificate anywhere. But but they ask you for a transfer certificate from a particular college. Fine. So I've handled the queries also. So that's all from my side. Thank you.